Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the 941 instructions, and I'm going to explain to you when you need to file this 941 and if you have to file the 941. So let me get the video going here. So the 941 is a form used by small employers. It's used to report wages if you have paid to your employees tips for your employees that have been received, federal income tax you have withheld from employees, Social Security and Medicare taxes, sick pay tips and group term life insurance, and advanced earned income credit payments. At our site, at the end of this video, I just want to touch on this real quick, HarborFinancialOnline.com, you can put in all of your information through our free online tax estimator and see how much tax you're going to owe. Again, this is a free tool that we offer on the site, so you may want to check this out after the video. You should file your initial Form 941 for the first quarter in which you paid wages. So that's important. Once you have a business, that first quarter in which you paid wages is when you need to file that first 941. After your initial filing, you will have to file every quarter from there on out. So even if you don't have taxes to report for that quarter, you still need to file. So people get tripped up on this because they'll have the first 2 quarters they owe tax. Now comes the third quarter. Well, I don't owe a tax, I'm not filing. You have to file. You'll get a penalty if you don't file all 4 quarters. Now there is one exception, and this is the only exception for the Form 941, is for seasonal employers who are filing their final return. Seasonal employers don't have to file a 941 tax form for the quarters they have no tax liability. So if you qualify as a seasonal employer, you'll qualify for this exception. If you're not paying wages, then you don't have the tax liability. You do have to let the IRS know on line 19 that you did not have any wages to report. Be sure, what I want to cover in this is be sure that you're doing this right. Make sure if you actually are a seasonal employer or not. That's important. Household employees can create another special circumstance here with the Form 941. As an employer of a household employee, you don't file a 941 for them. You'll use a Schedule H, which is attached to your 1040. So that's very important. Make sure if you're an employer of a household employee, you're not filing that 941 for the wages. You're going to have to use the Schedule H, and that's just attached to your 1040. If you employ farm employees, you don't file Form 941. Form 943 is the employer's annual tax return for agricultural employees. So it's going to be a Form 943 if you have farm employees. Do not file the 941. It will get rejected. So I'm going to go to our site real quick, and we're going to actually bring up the 941. Here's the 941. Again, this is going to get filed every quarter once you start filing the 941. Your first quarter in which you paid wages is when you start the 941. So you might not start till the third quarter, but there on out you have to file it every quarter no matter what. Okay. So it's actually a very easy form, 2 pages, but I recommend doing this online if you can, just to prevent any errors. So part 1, answer these questions for this quarter. Make sure that you're comparing each quarter to make sure it's accurate. You're going to have to put in the number of employees. This, for most businesses, is changing a lot. So box 1 is very important. Box 2, you're going to have to total up your wages, tips, and other compensation. Box 3, income tax withheld from wages, tips, and compensation. Line 4 is very important. If no wages, tips, and other compensation are subject to Social Security and Medicare tax, you'll check this. Here's how it figures out the percentage of what is taxed. Taxable Social Security wages, so multiply by 12.4%. Same thing for Social Security and Medicare wages and tips. You're going to have 2.9%. And it will add all these up. So when you do this online, it's automatically going to fill in these boxes for you and give you the right amount. You'll have to do this every 3 months, this form, the Form 941. Make sure the EIN, this is your business identification number, is right. If you have that wrong number in there, it's not going to report to line up to your business and you won't get credit for it. Here are the quarters. So we have January through March for the first, April through June for the second, July through September for the third, and October through December for the fourth. I hope this video helped you guys out with the 941. It actually is a very easy form to use to fill out, but the problem with the form is you have to file it every 3 months. So make sure you're staying on top of that. Make sure you continue to file the form even if you don't have a tax liability. We have more videos on YouTube. All you have to do is search Harbor Financial and you'll see over 100 videos on there, and we're trying to find ways for you guys to save tax and increase your refund. Thank you.